What's going on, y'all? It's Sunday morning again. Time for the flea market. It's cold outside, but it seems like a lot of people showed up today, so hopefully we can find something good. Stick around to the end of the video where I'll do an entire haul. Let's get into it. Let's see what we can find. All right, here are my finds so far. Check out this massive record store display for Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. It's dated 1981 down at the bottom. It's huge. And then I got a bunch of hats. Let's go see what else we can find.
Two different jackets. I got the heavy one for the morning.
So now I'm back from the flea market, and yeah, check this thing out. A massive oversized record. Never found anything like this before, and I had no idea it existed. It's a Bruce Springsteen Born to Run record from 1981. It was made by a company in New York City called Think Big. They made these massive oversized products. They even had a store in New York City where people would buy these things. These pictures on the screen are just a few of the examples of things they made. I would say the most common things you might see out in the wild are like the crayons that they made, the big crayons. There's like a toothbrush, but considering I had no idea this existed, who knows what else they could have made. I did some digging online and I found some pictures from the original Think Big store in New York, and there's so much stuff that I never knew existed. So we're going to zoom into some of the photos that I found to just see what they had. There's a huge pencil in the window and oversized dot candies hanging on the wall. There's an oversized hat and big shoes. In one of the rooms you can see they made an oversized Crayola box, and there's like a big screwdriver over here too. But here's where things kind of get interesting. So in one of the rooms they had a bunch of oversized records. So it turns out this isn't from a record store. They sold these in the store. None of the ones hung up here are actually the Bruce Springsteen record that I found, so who knows how many they actually made. There's an oversized harmonica, screws. I think that's an Oreo laying down there. I'm not really sure, but there's just so much crazy stuff that I never would have known existed if these photos weren't out there. I was able to find that there is a Think Big catalog somewhere out there. Somebody had one for sale a while ago. I would love to find this to see what other products they made, but until then, I guess it's kind of just a mystery. You guys will have to let me know if you've ever seen any other Think Big stuff. I love it. I want to find more, but they're definitely pretty hard to find. I also wanted to show you guys a little bit of a closer look at the rest of the stuff I picked up. Here's a vintage 1990 Salem Cigs hat. You used to get these if you bought enough packs of cigs at a gas station or a convenience store. You would get this for free. It's a super cool idea, but it's not allowed anymore. The hat's super white still, and there's even a little slip that you can get on the Salem Cigs mailing list on the inside. I also picked up this vintage Newport Cigarettes hat. This thing is a little bit discolored. You can kind of see up at the top it's like a little bit more neon on the one side, but it's still cool. I also found this vintage Eagles hat. I think this is from the 80s. It might even be from the 70s. It's in really good condition still, and it's got this cool patch on the front. I also found this vintage 1999 New York Yankees World Series Champions hat. It's on a New Era tag and it's a strapback. I also picked up this vintage golf racing hat. It's a snapback and it's got number 44 on the back. I'm not sure what driver this is. And then my last finds were these vintage Mobile Gas t-shirts that are still unopened in their original packaging. They have this Caribbean Dream tag. I find this from time to time. It's from the late 90s. It's pretty cool that these are unopened and still have their original stickers on the front. They're all size men's XL, and this is kind of a no-brainer pickup. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to another flea market, so hopefully we have some good luck tomorrow. I'll catch you guys in the morning.
Good morning. Just got to the flea market. It's windy. Sun's coming up. Hopefully there's something good here. Not too many people set up today. I think the wind took these out. Look at all the tables, that's insane.
Oh dear God.
Okay, I know this clip showed barely nothing, but I wanted to show you guys what I found so far. Vintage deadstock Reebok shoes. It's funny because I just found a pair of Reeboks recently that were deadstock too. And yeah, I looked at the tongue on these and like, yeah, that's like an old ass tag in there. I think they're size 10. Yeah, size 10. I don't know what year they're from. Doesn't say on the box. Just says that. And then in this bag, I could barely film it all over there. This happened really quick, but I found a few t-shirts. These are really cool. All right, so there's a kids Taz gym. So this is sort of like Gold's Gym. It's like a spoof on that. And it's on this changes tag. Here's another kid's shirt. We got the band Hanson. And it's dated 1997 down there. And this tag, like from the top, it honestly looks like it might not be old, but it's actually it's a champ tag. And then here's a Toby Mac t-shirt from the early 2000s, I think 2002, but this one's an adult size, the other ones were kids. And then we got the X Games Philadelphia. No idea this even happened in Philadelphia. Vintage size, men's medium too, so that's a really good one. What does it say on the back? Life, Liberty, and the X Games. That's cool. And then the last one, some kind of a Jesus dinosaur t-shirt. I have no idea what this one is, but I like the graphic on it, so I grabbed it. These were all $5 a piece, and the shoes were $5, so they were a no-brainer.
Yeah, I seen it.
Alright, so I found 4 jackets from the same person that had the Reebok shoes. They had mentioned to me that they had some jackets in a bin, so I went back over there. Pretty cool stuff. So this like Letterman jacket, I didn't know what it was at first. I thought it was just like a blank one, but it's a vintage Eddie Bauer. Pretty darn cool. Nothing on the back of that one. This is probably the coolest one. Vintage LL Bean denim like plaid flannel line jacket. Super cool. And then because they only wanted $5 a piece for them, so I figured I would grab these last two. This like 70s ski vest, really cool with like the back. It looks a lot like Stranger Things or something like that. And then fleece vest with reindeer. Thought it was kind of good for Christmas coming up. Let's check these out. Vintage YMLA shiny ass pants. I saw these and I didn't know what the hell they were, but whenever I looked at this tag, like, to be honest, it just looked like early 2000s. And like obviously the style of the pant is, but you can never really be sure, because I know like H&M and brands like that probably make pants like this now. And it still has the original tag on it. I've never heard of this brand or found it before, but whenever I was looking at it a little bit more, it actually has the original date on here, 2002. So yeah, these are definitely like early 2000s pants. So crazy. These would probably, I wonder if these fit me. They're like, I'm pretty sure they're men's. I'm not sure though. I'll have to try these on, see if they fit.
So I'm back from the flea market, and I wanted to talk a little bit more about my finds today. I realized in the car I didn't really talk too much about them when I was just showing you guys in the first place, so I wanted to talk about them a little bit more. If you were curious about the silver pants, I just threw these suckers on, and they fit me perfectly. I don't know what occasion I would actually wear these. Maybe like a future pop-up or something, but these are too ridiculous to actually wear in a normal setting. But they're cool and random, and that's what I love about thrifting. You just find weird shit like this all the time. Never heard of this brand before, but it seems like they go for like decent money online. So I don't know. You guys will have to let me know if you've ever heard of this brand before. There's a lot of brands from the 2000s that people just don't talk about that much. And like whenever I thrift them is like the first time I ever hear about them. Like I'm trying to think back, like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, I found a pair of kickwear pants at a thrift store. And at that point, I had never even heard of the brand before. But it turns out they were like one of the coolest pairs of pants. I still wear them all the time. Still one of the coolest pairs of pants I've found. And I had never heard about them at the time. So just goes to show there's so many random brands that people just don't talk about that actually made really cool stuff. I got to take these things off. I'm starting to sweat in them. I have no idea what fabric these are made of, but they're not breathable at all. I'm looking at them now. They're made of 72% polyurethane and 28% polyester. And if you guys know vintage people, they hate when things are made of polyester. So maybe that's why they're so sweaty. I know people don't like to wear polyester shirts because they're like, it's so sweaty, like especially with true vintage people. So maybe this is why. Maybe it's the polyurethane. I don't know, but I was sweating so bad in these. I can already tell this LL Bean jacket is going to be one of my favorites. I'm definitely keeping this thing. It's got pretty cool wear on the sleeves, if you can tell. Check that out. And yeah, it just fits me pretty good. So definitely keeping this one. And I also wanted to talk about these Reebok shoes a little bit more because when I was looking at them again, it's actually dated 1991 on the bottom of the box. I know I said that I couldn't find a date on it, but I was stupid and didn't even look at the bottom of the box. The last ones I found, the Reebok pumps, you might have seen the reel or short that I made about them. They actually had the date on the underside of the lid, so that's where I was looking at, but it was on the bottom of the box. It's pretty cool to find dead stock shoes, but ones that are from the 90s that are over 30 years old, they hardly are wearable anymore. So the chances of somebody actually being able to wear these now is like zero. It's probably more of just like somebody who wants something to display, like an original pair of Reeboks from the 90s. Or maybe I've seen people like sole swap, like put a different sole on the bottom of a modern pair and then putting it on a vintage upper so that you can wear them again. Like, I'm not sure, like if you start walking with these, they might crumble apart. I've seen it happen before. Never personally. I try to thrift shoes for myself, but I don't know what it is. I just can never find shoes that are big enough to fit my feet. I'm a size 13 and just like I look a lot at thrift stores and at flea markets and stuff, and I can rarely find size 13. The lower sizes are way more common, and whenever I do find a pair of 13s, they're usually pretty beat. I know some people like only sell shoes, and I'm like, how do you do that? Because around me, every place that I've lived, I've had a really hard time even finding any shoes at all. So I don't know how people just like go out and only look for shoes. It makes no sense. Even video game sellers, I just don't even understand how they can do it, because I look all the time. Like if I found something cool, like if I found a Game Boy, I would buy it. And like those people only look for video games. I'm like, that must be so hard to actually be able to go out and find video games consistently. That's got to be like impossible. This Eddie Bauer Letterman jacket fits me really well too. I don't think I'm going to keep it though. I like this style of jacket, and I definitely think that this could be like a popular style of jacket again. I feel like it kind of is already, but I like when there's like some logos or graphics on it, and this one's just really plain. If you're somebody who doesn't like being too flashy or anything, this is kind of like the perfect jacket because it's really nice quality. The sleeves are like this weird material. It's not leather, but yeah, it's a nice jacket. So that's everything I wanted to talk about with today's finds. This weekend was a great thrifting weekend. I think my favorite find was probably that record. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever find one of those again. It was just so big and huge and ridiculous. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I've been trying to post every 3 days or at least like a couple times a week. So if you enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy one of my other ones. Really appreciate all you guys watching. I'll see you next time.